Hi, I am Serena and welcome to my masterclass. So, thank you so much for this opportunity. So, a little bit about me: I am a guide for spiritual women ready to shatter veils of self doubt, awaken their divine essence, and unapologetically share their sacred gifts with the world. I infuse alchemy, energy alchemy, deep soul healing, subconscious programming, and quantum activation, so you can finally release and let go of all those layers that no longer serve you, with gratitude, of course, because it's gotten you to where you are now, and release all of that and bring in the empowerment that your future self is craving you to do. So I have got a script beside me, so I will be reading from it. So enjoy this masterclass and let's go on a little journey together. So I will be going through a little bit of introduction about me, who I am, and what I'm here to do. And also, whilst we're doing this masterclass together, we will be going through some very short activations, maybe some visualization techniques as well, just to give you a snippet of what it is that I do. So, some of us are born feeling everything. And when I say that, what immediately comes to your mind? How does your body feel when I say that? So for me, I get a sense of, yeah, absolutely, that is me. I feel everything around me. And that's because I'm an empath, what you'd call an empath. So even before I had the words to explain it, I absorbed emotions from those around me. You know, the unspoken tensions, the energy in the room that I was in, the weight of emotions that weren't even mine. That's probably what a lot of a lot of you do as well. You absorb the emotions that aren't actually yours, and it can really weigh you down if you're not conscious of it. So as a child, I didn't understand this. I would say that I was very quiet. I was unassuming. I was shy, and I was one of those children that would fade into the background to keep myself hidden. Now, that is because I'll go into why that was a little bit later, but yeah, I didn't quite understand it when I was little, but now I fully understand it and I get it, and I can move through that. I've moved through that time really. So I experienced bullying when I was little, and I was at primary school. The first year of primary school, I experienced bullying. Where words that cut, whispers behind my back, the loneliness of feeling different. And when I look back and think about what that bullying has done, I do feel that it was because I was one of those different children, and that was kind of something that bully had picked up. I felt everything so deeply. I mean, I wasn't the only person that this bully bullied, but I, I did go on to receive sort of psychology, so it did impact me really deeply. And it wasn't just the actions, it was the energy behind them, the rejection, the exclusion, the silent wounds that buried themselves inside me. I had no idea they were there until obviously later on in life when I became conscious of them, and then I could move them through. As I got older, I then navigated a new paradigm, I guess, if you want to call it that. Um, my dad battled his own shadows, rest his soul. He experienced mental health issues in my childhood, and I didn't fully grasp it at the time, the impact that it would have on me. And there were days of deep love and connection. He was the most beautiful father anybody could have. But there was also days where there was a lot of confusion, unpredictability, and I didn't realise the impact that had on me until later in life. I did seek help, so my mum, bless her, she got me in touch with psychology, so that helped me from the bullying perspective. And then as I got older, I sought counselling to support me through what my dad was going through as well. But nothing really touched the deeper knowing inside of me, the part that sensed there was more beyond this, there was more out there. Um, and that moment never left me. It was the first crack in the illusion, I guess, that you can experience on your stages of awakening. As a child, I was drawn to angels, to energies I couldn't explain, and I remember vividly sitting where our back patio doors were. They were just glass, and I remember sitting there in like I had my legs crossed. I must have been about 3, and I remember just kind of I had my eyes closed, and I wanted to travel the other side of the glass. So there was something in me that understood astral travel, I guess. And it was a part of me, because I was still at a young age, it was a part of me that hadn't forgotten it. And I do believe that I was trying to reach something beyond the veil, as if I was trying to return to a truth that I had forgotten. And it may be the same for you as well. So, in my teenage years, I knew I wanted to help others. I was drawn to psychology, but the lingering words of the bullying I experienced, the paradigm that was created in my mind that I wasn't good enough, led me down a different path. So I did go down the psychology route. But I am grateful for where it led me and where I went, because I'm now here. So I do believe that you may experience diversions on your path, but ultimately it will lead you to where you need to go. So it wasn't until I stepped into my spiritual path in 2020 where the outer world was in absolute chaos. But there was something inside me that kept me at peace, kept me calm, kept me tranquil whilst everything else was going off. You might remember that. Something inside me compelled me to delve into the spiritual side of what was happening. And I began to embrace energy work. I began to embrace past life healing, soul level transformation, and everything just seemed to click. And it's been such a journey the last 5 years that I'm now beginning to get myself out there a bit more and coming into contact and making connections that will make that a reality for me. So I'm really, really excited to be here with you. So I wasn't just here to understand wounds, I was here to help people break free of them, to understand who you truly are at the deep level, the core of your being, not just the surface level and the masks that we put over ourselves to keep ourselves safe, that may have served us when those paradigms, those subconscious programs were created. But later on down the line, if you've come out of the experience or the situation or whatever, they don't necessarily serve you going forwards. And that's what I'm here to alchemize with you. So today we begin the journey of remembering who you are. So just bear in mind that this is really kind of the very starting of what I do. So if I told you everything that you have been through, your wounds, every challenge, every moment that made you question your worth, it was never meant to break you, but to awaken you. How does that feel for you? For so long, I believed my pain was something to escape. It was something unfair. It was something that had happened to me. But for every experience, it was shaping me into the healer I am today, the guide and the light I was always destined to be. And that is the same for you as well. So right now you may feel trapped in patterns that keep repeating themselves, emotions that won't release, or fears that keep you holding back from fully stepping into your power. Maybe you doubt your gifts. Maybe you doubt why you're here. Maybe you feel like you're constantly searching for a missing piece. But what if nothing is missing? What if everything you seek, everything you desire is already within you? It's just a case of peeling back all those layers that society experiences, past trauma, past lives have created around you. And you peel them back and you get to your core, get to who you truly are. So what if the version of you that is confident, powerful, fully aligned already exists, literally just waiting for you to remember? That's all it is, waiting for you to remember, waiting for that final click that gets that motions going, that pattern in motion. And this is the journey of the inner phoenix. That's what I have created. So my signature program is the return, the rise of the inner phoenix unleashed. But today we're going to touch on that, and I'm very, very excited to do that with you now. So number one, the soul whisper, the first awakening. Something inside you stirs. You probably feel it before you can name it. It's a longing, it's a knowing, it's a whisper of something more. This is the moment your soul begins to wake up. It's knocking at the door, waiting for you to open it. It might come through as a nudge, a synchronicity. It could be a certain book fall off the shelf. It could be a set of numbers, anything that means something to you. And it could be a pull towards healing, energy work, or spiritual practices. It is the first crack in the illusion. It's that first step that you take on your journey of awakening to who you truly are. And in business, it could be that you feel the call to share your gifts, but the how remains unclear. You know you're meant for something deeper, that's for sure. That's why you're here, because you're here for something deeper. But the pieces of it haven't quite come together. So I'm going to invite you now just to close your eyes. So close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you're taking a deep breath, allow the air to really fill your lungs, really fill your lungs. Expand your lungs as much as you can and just release that breath. Allow any and all the attention to drift away. Just imagine now with your feet planted on the floor, roots going down from your feet to the soles of your feet, down into the earth, and wrapping themselves around the core of the earth. And as it does, light from the earth's core, Mother Gaia, travels all the way up your roots into your feet. And it's a beautiful white light that you can envisage. And it travels up through your legs, up through your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus. And it travels again to your heart chakra, to your throat chakra, to your third eye, and to your crown. But it doesn't stop there. It expands all the way up into the cosmos, into the universe, where it reaches source. And as it reaches source, you sense and feel an expansion within you happening right now. And just breathe again, breathe in. And release. And as you breathe out, you feel that light from source travelling all the way down into your crown chakra, into your third eye, into your throat, and into your heart space, where your heart space expands even more. And just take a deep breath in. And just ask, if your soul could speak to you right now, what would it say? Just listen to the answer. And if the answer doesn't come through now, that's absolutely fine, don't worry. What you can do after this is journal. What would my soul say right now? So take a deep breath in and release, and you can open your eyes. And at any point, please do pause this video as well. Number 2, the illusion crumbles, and this is the dark night of the soul. This is where the world you once knew begins to break apart. The old ways no longer fit. You can't unsee what you now know, and you may feel that this stage is uncomfortable. You begin to see through illusions, so you begin to see through societal conditioning, where your beliefs have been inherited, so you get a sense of where they've actually come from. They're not actually yours. You may sense past lives and fears or soul contracts that have come through, and you're kind of alerted to them and you're more conscious of them as well. You may feel a little bit lost, uncertain, or even question your path and what it is you're actually doing here. And you may go through the dark night of the soul more than once. And it doesn't have to be massive. It can be just one incident or one situation or one experience. And the beauty of all of this is that we're all very, very different. So not one thing will be the same for another person. So there's no comparisonitis here. Absolutely not. Because that's one thing I have learned, is not to compare your journey with others, because It's going to get you on the path of doubting again. You just don't need that, and it's not what you are required to do. You don't need to doubt yourself at all. Everything that should be is as it is. Does that make sense? Hopefully. Anyway, number 2. So, in business, this is where doubts can creep in. So, a lot of people call it imposter syndrome. You've probably heard that, or monkey mind, or whatever. But it's where you're questioning, who am I to do this type of work? Why am I doing this? Can I actually do it? Am I capable? Have I got all the skills I need? And in this moment, what you may find is you feel like there's a requirement to have just one more certificate, just study one more thing, do one more course. And you can set yourself into a trap of learning and learning and learning and not actually listening to yourself, not listening to your intuition, because it's all there already. You just have to, I guess, silence the outside world enough to allow yourself to come back home, to come back to yourself, to listen to yourself. It could be that you start to feel, or you have done all along, fear of being seen. This was a massive thing for me. The fear of being seen and the fear of failure, the fear of not being enough. And this could be not being enough to support other people on their journey, not being enough to bring in the abundance that you are looking for and you're desiring. Maybe you've got other people that rely on you in life, children, family, or whatever. And it's so scary when you take that leap. But yeah, that's when all those questions come in, and it can be overwhelming, absolutely so. So let's do a little healing here, shall we? Let's release this. We're going to do a little bit of EFT, Emotion Freedom Technique. So tap on your collarbone. You can have your eyes closed with this if you would like to. Just tap on your collarbone. And just repeat after me. Even though I fear stepping into my power, I choose to remember who I truly am. Even though I fear stepping into my power, I choose to remember who I truly am. Even though I fear stepping into my power, I choose to remember who I truly am. And just take a deep breath in and release. Perfect. Number 3, the reclamation, the remembering of the truth. So this is where you are more than this moment. You realise finally that you're more, that you're not just, I call it a meat suit. You're not just this meat suit. You are the spirit, the soul that uses this vessel in this lifetime. And that you have existed more than this lifetime. And the veil starts to lift and you begin to remember. And it could be that you start to embark on a more psychic journey. You're more connected. And yeah, things start to become a bit more clearer for you. And it's the stage where you start to reclaim that lost wisdom from past lives, from ancestral lineages, and the soul contracts you made before this incarnation. I absolutely loved delving into this aspect of my life now, where in meditation, I remembered the moment before I came onto this earth and what was agreed at that time. And it's just really interesting. I absolutely loved all of that journey. And you are here, you realise you're here to break patterns and not repeat them. And that's where you then start to truly create with the universe, create with your spirit team, you create with your soul. And you're so empowered in that state, and it's absolutely amazing. So in business, this is where you start to see your gifts as a sacred calling rather than just a service. So I started with Reiki, which is an incredible modality. It's absolutely beautiful. But I then began to see other modalities and I expanded into those and other avenues of sacred healing. And that may be on the journey you're on now. You're not entirely sure where you're going. I mean, I guess my advice is to just allow that wisdom to come in and allow that remembrance and trust that you're on the path that you were always destined to be on, and it's all going to work out. And that does take it takes a lot of trust to do that. But anyway, so you realise that you are a channel for something far greater, which is so exciting. So what I want to do now is just do a very, very, very mini Akashic activation. So this is not a full Akashic reading, of course, but it's to set you on the path to receiving that wisdom from the greater source, if you will. So just close your eyes again, get yourself comfy. And I want you to, with your mind's eye, just imagine yourself now stepping into a vast library. And this library is huge. Just go with the images that you are presented with. This is the Akashic Records. This is where everything about your soul is recorded. All of your feelings, your beliefs, your emotions, everything that you've been through, your past experiences, in this lifetime and past lifetimes, it's all recorded here. And now what I want you to do is locate your book. It's the book with your soul name. And maybe just ask for a moment, what is my soul name? And just allow whatever comes in. Go and search for that book. Allow your soul to lead you to your book. And once you've retrieved your book, open the book to a page where one of your gifts, one of your abilities is there for you to become aware of it. Ask, what is it? What is my gift? What is my ability? And it will be a significant thing that you're shown as part of this moment. And just take some time just to really understand, just to absorb all of the information that it would like you to absorb. And then when you're done, you can close the book and you can give thanks and gratitude and love to the Akashic Library and to the Akashic Guides. And take a deep breath and open your eyes. When you've done that, you could perhaps journal as well, if you would like to, and if you feel the pull to. Number 4, the void. The sacred pause before rebirth. This is where everything slows. The space between what was and what will be stretches before you, and it is both terrifying and sacred. So the void is like a cosmic pause, and it's a time where nothing really seems to be happening. And you're like, what is going on? Why is nothing happening? Why is nothing progressing? But your soul knows that it's necessary. Your soul knows that there has to be a pause. You need to take a break. You've got to just take a breather. Okay. And in business, this is the in-between phase. And this is where the frustration of not seeing results yet, the waiting, the questioning, the uncertainty of when the breakthrough will actually come. And if you haven't been there, you're probably going to be there. But trust it, allow it, surrender to the bigger power, if you want to call it. Surrender to all that is. This is exactly where you need to be, and trust that as well. So place your hands on your heart and just breathe in this space. So close your eyes again, place your hand on your heart space. And I just want you to take a breath and repeat these words. As you breathe in, repeat these words. I trust the divine timing of my path. And then when you exhale in your mind, just repeat these. I surrender to the wisdom of the void. So as you breathe in, just say in your mind, I trust the divine timing of my path. And as you exhale, I surrender to the wisdom of the void. And you can open your eyes when you're ready. And you can do that as many times as you want as well, as many times as you feel called to. Number 5, the rising, stepping into your power. So this is where the ashes stir, the embers grow, you feel it, your breath of your rebirth. This is a stage where you start embodying your truth, and when this is where you're faced with the shadows, you've navigated the unknown, and now the phoenix within starts to rise. And this is where your core, the light within you, starts to emerge more powerful than it ever has done before. You are no longer who you were. And in business, you may start showing up boldly. You create, you serve, you stand behind your work, and you realise that strategy alone is nothing without energetic alignment. So you could use a journaling prompt such as, if I were fully in my power, how would I show up today? And you could do that every day if you would like to. And I'm now about to sneeze, which is really interesting timing. And I sneezed without recording it, so yay me. Number 6, a sacred visibility and owning your light. The phoenix rises. She does not apologise for her fire, and neither should you. This stage is all about breaking free the final visibility wounds, the fear of judgment, rejection, or outshining others. Actually, that's really interesting. You are no longer dimming yourself. And I do find that a lot of healers, a lot of light workers, a lot of alchemizers, whatever you want to call us, we do have wounds from the past. So I've got probably still got, if I've said that, I've still got it, witch wounds to overcome. And I know that was fear of being seen, a fear of judgment, a fear of persecution that I'm working my way through. In business, this is where your success is no longer about doing, it is about being. You're fully embodied within what you're doing. You become an absolute lighthouse, a powerhouse, and you are so confident in what you're delivering. And it just feels so different because it's aligned, which is beautiful. And your energy attracts the right people effortlessly. So let's do a quick energetic recalibration. So imagine your sacral chakra glowing golden orange, expanding and radiating, and you can say out loud, I am safe to be seen. I am worthy of receiving. I am safe to be seen. I am worthy of receiving. I am safe to be seen. I am worthy of receiving. And just sit with that for a moment, see how that feels. And again, you can journal on it after this. Number 7, the infinite expansion and becoming a guide for others. The phoenix does not just rise, she soars. And as she soars, she lights the way for others. This is the final stage of awakening, the realisation that your journey was never just for you. And I think that's such a powerful message, that what we've been through paves the way for others that go through a similar journey, and to come out the other end and be a more powerful, expanded, infinite conscious being that you were always designed to be, and to co-create manifestation, all of that, alchemization, abundance, everything that you have longed for. And it's not just financial either, it could be health, family, anything that you wish to manifest. It all becomes a lot easier. This is where you are able to hold space for others, and you guide them through their own fire. So in business, you fully own your path. You stop seeking permission. You stop waiting for validation. You understand that your success creates a ripple effect that heals not just you, but the collective. So a final activation. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And in your mind's eye, allow your wings to expand. You are brilliant, expansive, and you are divine. You are no longer walking, you are flying. Just take a deep breath in, allow that to sink in. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. I hope that you enjoyed that, and I look forward to working with you soon. Take care.